I think a lot of people listening to us, their eyes are starting to glaze over because they don't know what the heck we're talking about. And when they hear a term credit default swaps, it sounds very intimidating to begin with. And most of the American people don't know what that is, and I dare say that most members of Congress didn't know what it was as long ago as a year ago, because it's a relatively new thing. I just want to make sure that I understand it. And I'll try to explain my understanding in what my mother would call by giving you a for instance. So there's two guys out on a life raft, and they're adrift at sea, and a storm blows up, and their raft is surrounded by sharks, and the waves are 10 feet high. And the first guy says, "I'm scared." So the second guy sells him a policy. That's a credit default swap. You're selling something with absolutely nothing to back you up. You have no money, possibly in your pocket or your wallet, and if everything goes right, you're collecting a premium, and if everything goes wrong, so what? It makes no sense. It's like snake oil salesmen selling you jars of snake oil, and they don't even have the oil in the jars. I mean, there's a great company called, I can't believe it's not butter. You know, at least they have the decency to tell you it's not butter. I mean, this is insurance without being insurance, because if they called it insurance, they'd have to have money to pay you off. But they don't have the money to pay you off, and they're calling it credit default swaps, because if they called it, I can't believe it's not insurance, maybe nobody would buy it. This is exactly, I mean, it's a funny joke I made up, but this is exactly what's happening. And it's not funny because all of us who are laughing are crying and getting angry and getting enraged. How is this suddenly an industry? I mean, these brilliant people figured this out. It's really very simple. Call yourself something else and sell something that you're saying isn't insurance that people think is. And the biggest companies, the most sophisticated investment minds on Wall Street and all over the world are buying this stuff, thinking that they are almost insured. Almost. And as long as they don't put in a claim, they're fine. But as soon as the tide goes out, there's a lot of people trying to cover their bare assets. And they don't have the wherewithal to do it. How do we allow this to happen? I mean, some people think that we're the regulators and the Congress is the watchdogs. We're not that agency. We make the laws. We have oversight. And we rely on the regulators, we rely on the rating agencies, and you at the table to sound the bells and whistles and alarms and tell us, hey, there's something going on out there that we can't regulate, that we can't observe, that we can't figure out, but it's going on. There's billions of dollars. AIG is the biggest, I suppose. How large is this? How many other people are involved in this? What is the risk to the American people? I mean, otherwise, you're playing, I can't believe we're not regulators, and we're pretending to be, I can't believe we're doing oversight. Take a shot.